Yep, go ahead, sir.
Go to the 23rd chapter.
Shalom, Israel. This the Israelite School of UPK. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jerry Yohana. And we are here to teach so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians who they are according to the Bible, man. And not only that, we are here to tell you that if you Black, Hispanic, Native American Indian, you need to separate from your oppressor. Right. Everybody, especially Black people, right? They just got through celebrating Martin Luther King Day. But this is what you got to understand. Anytime the oppressor who done put drugs in your community, hung you on trees from city to city, told your women they can abort their babies, put you in prison, you need to question anytime they give you a street in every city. Like Martin Luther King. We got a Martin Luther King Boulevard in every single city. Detroit, St. Louis, Chicago, Sacramento, Richmond. It's a Martin Luther King Street on every city that we at. And guess what? In all those cities, guess what? Black people completely destroyed. Go to any city in America, wherever there's a Martin Luther King Boulevard, that's where it's the most destroyed at. That's where it's the most poverty-stricken, crack-infested going on, man. So anytime, so you got to question that. Why did they give us this street? You know why? Because Martin Luther King was a goddamn traitor, man. That's what happened. Martin Luther King, like he said, I'm quoting his own words, he said, I felt like I integrated my people into a burning house. And guess what? He did just that. He did that because the Black community is in shambles. The Black community, we are in hell. He said, yeah, exactly. He said he felt like his dream became a nightmare, man. And then guess what, Black man, Hispanic man, you a product of that dream. What? You understand? You getting shot down in the streets, you a product of that dream. You getting into an interracial marriage and your woman put you in jail and call the police and murdering you in your sleep, you a product of that hell, man. You understand? So where we gonna go? We gonna go into the Bible and prove that God was not with Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King didn't get that I have a dream. God didn't give him that dream, man. Let me go to Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1. You understand? And that's what y'all gotta understand. We've been trying to coattail the civil rights movement and the Martin Luther King movement for the last 40, 50 years. And guess what? It ain't did nothing but further destroy Black people, man. You understand? Because of Martin Luther King, our family members all crack cocaine.
That's right.
Because of Martin Luther King, our children been getting aborted every goddamn year, man. #1 on the goddamn planet because of Martin Luther King. Because of Martin Luther King, your children are in prison with murder charges right now. You understand? His dream failed Black people, man. Because of Martin Luther King, there are no Black businesses in Oakland. It is a few, but not that many like it used to be. Go back to the 70s and the 60s where Chicago, Detroit, Oakland, California, it was the mecca of Black businesses. That's right. Look at it now, man. Because of Martin Luther King, the crack epidemic came, the drug epidemic came, and then after that, it destroyed everything. And then guess what? The Arabs moved in, the Chinese man moved in, and they swept the Black community. You understand? Let me get Jeremiah 23 and 1 Bible Kashab.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastures.
It said, woe to the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture. That's what Martin Luther King did. Martin Luther King was a goddamn traitor, and he scattered Black people. But before Martin Luther King, Black people, we had businesses. Our community was good. But after Martin Luther King, Black people lost all their businesses. Crack came into the neighborhood. Fentanyl came into the neighborhood. Heroin came into the neighborhood, and we lost everything, man. It's a Christian church on every corner, and guess what? They teach that God loves everybody. Let's come together and sit down at the table of brotherhood. And guess what? That don't benefit Black people, man. And that's why God said, woe into those pastors. God said, destruction into those pastors that teach that goddamn lie. Because guess what? God never wanted Black people to come together with the people that oppress them. Just like if your daughter is in a relationship with somebody and he beating her every goddamn day, what you gonna tell your daughter? You gonna tell your daughter, you need to get out of that relationship. But guess what? That's what type of relationship that black people is and Hispanic people is with America. America been beating us for the last 400 years, and guess what? Your Christian pastor telling you to stay in that relationship.
I'd rather die like a man than live like a coward. There's a ghetto up in heaven and it's ours. Black power, 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. One body, one faith, one Lord. Feel like I can take over the world with one sword. 144,000 men on one accord. Not being in this army is something you can't afford. Real niggas across the board, ain't no suckers round us. You was looking for the truth, well that's how you found us. Now it's time to lace your boots up. We got the order from the king round the